On April 11, 2023, a police department in Florida received a frantic 911 call from Charee Nichole Howard, reporting the tragic death of her sister, Charee Howard. However, as detectives question Charee, they have no idea they're dealing with someone far more complex and unsettling than they expect.
Do you know what happened to your sister?
Is it possible for me to have a black detective in here as well?
A black detective?
Yes.
Your sister's dead. Okay, and you're going to be charged with murder for that.
Investigators soon uncover a bizarre and unsettling truth about Charee that hints at a troubled mind.
Africa deserves solar power, solar system.
Is Charee pretending to be mentally unstable to avoid responsibility, or is something far more sinister hiding beneath the surface? On April 11, 2023, a chilling 911 call brought officers to the Howard sisters' home in the quiet Bartlett Park neighborhood of St. Petersburg, Florida. Inside, they found 54-year-old Charee Lynn Howard, an admired realtor and civic leader, lying lifeless just steps from the front door. There were no signs of forced entry, no evidence of an intruder, and standing nearby was her younger sister, Charee, calm and composed, showing no visible signs of remorse. Officers wasted no time bringing her in, but what unfolded next revealed something far more disturbing than a sudden act of violence.
My name's Alex. I'm a detective with St. Pete.
I'm Mallory. I brought you the water. You remember me? Okay. I like your pink nails. Do you just get them done? They look good for Easter.
So I want to talk to you about what happened, like why we're here to begin with. Before we do that, I do have to run through this form to ask you a bunch of questions. That way you and I understand each other, and that way we're on the same page, okay? Can you spell your first name for me?
C-H-A-R-E-E.
Are you saying R-E-E?
Yes.
And then your last name?
Howard. H-O-W-A-R-D.
Okay. And what's your birthday?
12/23/1983.
And how old are you?
39.
39? And where do you live?
675 Noted Avenue South.
Okay. What's today? The 11th?
Mm-hmm.
No, I haven't slept in days.
5:26. You've been sleeping.
Get all these pains. I'm experiencing them now. These headaches, and I feel like my body is on fire. I've been going through this for like 2 years, off and on.
Just burning and all. Is it starting in your head, or where's it starting at?
Right now, it's just in my arms.
Okay. What happens when you feel that? Do you black out, or do you remember, or do you...
It's hard for me to remember a lot of stuff when I haven't slept.
Yeah.
In days, I don't even know how many days it's been.
Okay. So you've been feeling this for days?
Yes.
Okay. So like over Easter and stuff, you were feeling it?
Yes.
All right.
Right from the start of the interrogation, something feels off. Charee's voice carries an unsettling tone, which is calm yet oddly suspicious, as if she's trying to hide something. And the moment she mentions her mental health becomes a major point of interest given her demeanor. Detectives sense a lead and decide to dig deeper. And what they uncover isn't just concerning, it's deeply alarming.
Okay.
Well, let me ask you this. Are you under the influence of any prescription drugs?
I've taken temazepam and another sleep aid to try to help me sleep.
When was the last time you took that?
What time is it?
It's about 5:30 p.m.
I can't remember.
Okay. Spell the name of that. The drug you're taking.
Temazepam. Temazepam.
And what does that do for you?
It's supposed to help with the insomnia.
Okay. How long have you been having to take this for?
Went to the hospital.
Sorry.
I've been to the hospital a couple times in and out for this.
Are they saying what they think is the problem or no? Have they diagnosed you or?
They said something about insomnia. They said something about schizophrenia.
Okay.
I can't remember what else.
Okay.
Any other drugs they give you?
I can't
Okay. What about any alcohol usage? Have you drank anything?
Charee, you remember drinking any alcohol?
I took some wine and Fireball whiskey.
Wine and Fireball whiskey?
Yeah.
Okay.
When was this?
Again, I don't know. I've lost track of time. I don't even know what day of the week it is.
Okay.
It's Tuesday. So Easter was on Sunday and it's Tuesday. So from what you're saying, you would have been awake from Sunday to today, from what I'm hearing from you.
I was awake before Easter, so
Okay.
again, I
So
don't,
4 days then.
It's been 4 days.
Easter was 3 days ago.
Yeah.
Okay, so but it was before Easter. I don't know.
Okay.
That's what I keep saying.
Okay.
Lord, help me.
You don't feel like you're under the influence of alcohol right now though?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
At this point, detectives lock in on their first clear motive. Without hesitation, Charee admits she's been struggling with alcoholism. But is it just a momentary lapse, or is there something deeper hiding behind her words? And without wasting any time, detectives lay out their major evidence to know what truly happened in their house that day. And only one person in this room knows what actually went wrong.
What about any illegal drugs? Okay. And then education. What was the last grade you completed?
I'm a doctor of osteopathic medicine.
Where'd you go to school?
Nova Southeastern University.
Okay.
Wow.
What's your DO in? What's your doctorate in?
Like you said, I'm doctor of osteopathic medicine.
Okay. So do you have a practice or anything like that?
Care Palace.
What is it?
Care Palace.
Care Palace?
Care Palace.
Where is that?
I'm still trying to find a location.
Okay.
That's the name of your business though?
Its trademark is On the Go Deal.
Okay.
On the Go DO?
That's a trademark.
That's cool.
Can you read?
Yes.
They're stupid questions, I know.
Can you write?
Yes.
And can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I understand that. Knowing that you went to medical school and everything like that, I'm required to ask you these questions. I know they're silly. What I'm going to read you are your Miranda warnings, okay? You have the right to remain silent. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have him or her present with you while you're being questioned. Do you understand?
Yes.
If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. You can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. Do you understand each of these rights as I've explained them to you? Is that a yes or no? Is that verbal, please?
Yes.
Okay. And then having these rights in mind, do you wish to talk to us now?
No.
No? Okay.
Charee, I know when you, from what I know, you called police today and made some statements about, I believe you said something like, I killed my sister, and I know you told the call taker that you choked her. Do you want to talk about that with us and kind of explain to us what happened with that whole situation? Because we want to hear, what you have to say, and all we have to kind of go on is what we're seeing out at the crime scene at the house. And I understand you probably have a lot to tell us with everything. You said you've been struggling for 2 years, and we just want to hear kind of more about your story and what happened today. Are you interested in talking to us at all about what happened?
And that's it. With the pressure closing in, Charee pulls out what feels like her final card. A twist so unexpected, it turns the entire case upside down.
I'm sure you're scared with everything that's going on. I'm sure it's been a pretty scary 2 years for you. And we're here and we're willing to listen to anything you want to tell us, okay? I'm sure it has not been easy for you, and I know you're tired. You want to tell us about what you've been through lately?
Hell.
I'm sure. Sweetie. Tell me about it. I want to hear what you have to say, okay?
I don't feel safe.
Okay. Tell me why you don't feel safe. Because you're safe here with me right now, okay? Tell me your story. I want to hear about you and what's been going on, okay?
Being detained.
Right now, yeah. But this is a part of us figuring out what happened, And unfortunately, we have to have you to tell us what happened.
to escape.
Okay. Tried to escape from where?
In cases like this, it's not uncommon for suspects to use mental illness as a way to deflect responsibility. But in Charee's case, detectives already have something in hand, something that quietly reveals how she may have ended up here. That's when detectives decided to ramp up the pressure once again, this time by bringing up her sister. The shift in her reaction would speak volumes.
You had said earlier that you went to the hospital recently, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what's going on with that?
Schizophrenia, psychosis, and insomnia.
Are you on medication for the schizophrenia, or I know you said there was some stuff for insomnia you're taking.
I was supposed to, but I didn't take it.
Okay. Have you been taking it, or you just have never taken it?
I didn't take it.
Okay. Do you disagree with what was prescribed, or do you, with the diagnosis, or what's your opinion on that?
No, I'm not schizophrenic.
Okay. Hey, listen, you're the only doctor sitting in this room, so you're gonna know more than any of us. That's for sure. What's been going on with your sister? Do y'all get along, or what's been going on there? That's your older sister, right? Okay. Do y'all live together at the house out on Newton? Okay. How long have y'all been together your whole life, living together, or is that recent change? Okay. Do y'all get along normally, or what's the relationship like with your sister?
At this point, detectives refuse to let things cool down. The moment they notice a shift in Charee's body language at the mention of her sister's name, they zero in, pressing that nerve again and again. By adding pressure to a single topic of discussion, oftentimes suspects' natural urge to do anything to get it to stop, and more often than not, that comes in the form of revealing the truth. And when the moment feels right, they lay out their major evidence, hoping to break through the cracks.
What's your sister's name? What is it? Lynn? Is she a doctor as well? What does she do?
When you said you were trying to escape, were you saying you're trying to escape the house today, or what were you referring to?
Trying to go where love is, and I do not feel love here.
Okay. Well,
I feel there's a bounty on my head.
Why would you say that?
Charee, here's the thing. At the end of the day, you called the police. You told them I killed my sister. Of course, we find your sister there. It makes logical sense. You're an incredibly intelligent woman that we would sit here and want to hear what happened. I'm sure you can understand that. I'm sure you don't feel an immense amount of love here because this is a shitty situation that we're sitting here in, and I totally get that. But either way, we gotta try to get through this together. I'm here. I'm ready to listen to you. So is Detective Introvicha here. We're here. We want to hear from you and what happened. Okay? Can you tell us what happened?
What I can tell y'all is I went out through the city and I was followed by undercovers. They followed me all the way up to a parking garage. And there are these little signals that y'all give. Little clues, like we're playing human chess or something.
Okay.
And one of your detectives threatened me.
What'd he say?
When I got to get ready from him, he said, "This is it." I mean it. So I don't feel safe.
Okay. But you felt safe saying I killed my sister on a recorded line to comm center?
Feel safe at home either. I don't
Okay.
feel safe in this city.
Why didn't you feel safe at home? Tell me about that.
We're going to step out for a second. You're back.
Charee speaks of human chess and dictators, and her strange deflections can't be brushed aside. Detectives begin to wonder if something is seriously wrong with her mental state, and even that doesn't explain what she's already confessed, because right from the beginning, it's Charee who makes the 911 call and calmly admits she has strangled her sister.
Newton Avenue. Caller stating that she just killed her sister, saying she was attacked by her sister, and that she choked her, is not moving.
If we're on the phone with her, tell her to come out to the street with her hands empty and up.
Yet, despite all the strange behavior, one thing is still missing: the motive. So detectives go back in one more time, hoping she'll finally come clean. But now, her demeanor shifts in a way no one expected. Almost colder, almost scarier, as if the truth doesn't weigh on her at all.
Hey. So, do you know what happened to your sister?
Is it possible for me to have a black detective in here as well?
A black detective?
Yes.
Okay. We can work on that for you. But I just want to let you know what's going on. So, do you know what happened to your sister? Okay, so basically, your sister's dead. Okay? And you're going to be charged with murder for that. So in lieu of that, so we're going to be having forensic services come in, photograph your injuries and stuff like that. Okay? So just bear with us.
By now, it was clear that Charee was the one responsible for her sister's tragic death, and yet those who knew them couldn't believe it. Relatives said the sisters shared an unusually close bond. Charee, who was 19 years older, had always looked out for Charee like a second mother. But with the interrogation offering little more than evasions and contradictions, it was time to take the next step. The case was heading to the courtroom, where the truth would finally face the law. On June 3, 2024, after hours of tense deliberation, the jury finally reached a verdict, and it left the entire courtroom in stunned silence. Charee Nichole Howard was found not guilty, not because she didn't do it, but because of insanity. The charge of second-degree murder was dropped. Instead of prison, the judge ordered her to be placed under involuntary commitment in a secure psychiatric facility run by the state of Florida. For many, it was a complicated moment.